Hello, everyone. Good evening from my end. Welcome and thanks for joining us. Today we are having a very special AMA with Rival. And as you all know, I'm Debbie. I'm Venus English Community Ambassador, Venus English Ambassador, you can say Community Ambassador. And today we'll be giving a warm welcome to Yakov, the founder of Rival, the best
Yes.
non custodial crypto yield marketplace. Hello, Yakov. It's a pleasure to have you here with us. How are you doing?
Hey, Debbie. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm doing amazing. It's a nice sunny day today. Yeah, looking forward for our discussion and this AMA.
Likewise, I'm so excited to have you here with us. Thank you so much for joining us. I have a list of questions here I would like to ask you, but before we get started, could you tell us about yourself and Rival?
Yeah, of course. So my name is Yakov. I'm co-founder at Rivo, and throughout my career in crypto, I have been also always working with passive income, technological passive income, and I think one of the problems that me and my team are trying to solve is how to create a secure technological passive income available to humanity. And obviously, crypto is the source of technological passive income. So in this case, the mission of Riva is to create the vehicle of building wealth in crypto, so to speak, without giving the custody of your funds to anyone. And in this case, in case of Riva, our current iteration is the combination of all the most modern DeFi technologies, crypto technologies, which allow to create the retail interface for really complex DeFi. So basically, right now it is the form of DeFi yield marketplace where you construct your own yield portfolio, um, basically investing directly into the yield positions across different chains in one click in a really smooth interface. And you can have, if you want, the account abstraction functionalities. And what I mean by this is like you can create the wallet with your Google account instead of messing up with private keys. But you can also just connect your MetaMask and build your portfolio right away. And what we are really excited about is the release that we will have, I guess, in the second part of September. It will be the mobile app, which is basically the really simple text-like interface with Google login, with no gas, with instant transactions, but fully self-custodial, with the possibility to invest in one click to the basket of yield positions across different chains, and basically create your own DeFi portfolio in one click. So we really think that this could be a really interesting product to onboard as many people as possible to the fruit of DeFi, and fruit of DeFi for me is the yield, so to speak. Yeah, I guess this sums this up.
Okay. Thank you very much for sharing your experience with us and also for giving more insights about Rival. I have a follow up question. Could you tell us the main unique point of Rival's products?
Yeah, of course. So the current phase, if we're talking about the current product that we have live, one of the best points that I think that our team put a lot of time into is the interface itself. So basically, within the DeFi, you have too much complexity on different blockchains of navigating through a bunch of protocols, all the language that DeFi has, all the different EVM chains. So only today I saw the tweet that there is like upcoming 50 upcoming L1s and L2s. So and all of those L2s and L1s blockchains, they need DeFi, so DeFi becomes much more diversified and really hard to navigate, to stay in touch. So in our case, the unique selling point of Rivo is that you have the one app that gives you the whole spectrum of yield opportunities for different assets, for different risk parameters, for different APYs. And we try to do our job to make it understandable to almost anyone who has some knowledge in crypto, and also intuitive in terms of investing and getting analytics and making your own investment decisions. Yeah, so this is the selling points of the current product, and I can speak forever about the upcoming product, but I think it will make sense to cover maybe later on.
Okay, that is really fascinating. That's actually a good way to ensure your users' loyalty and to encourage them to use the platform often. It's a really good initiative. So thank you so much for your response. And so my next question, but before I ask, I would like to say that I'm sure some of us here are aware that Venus has gone cross chain, and initially we were only available on just the BNB chain, but now we've launched on Ethereum and the Arbitrum mainnet, and soon we'll be launching on Polygon ZK Sync. And honestly, I see that this expansion of our ecosystem has really made a huge difference. It not only increased the number of users, it has also increased the accessibility of the Venus protocol, and it has also given people the opportunity, to earn from our products. So let's take for instance our Venus Prime, staking
Mhm.
vault, and isolated market. Yeah, they are all available. They are available on all the chains, and we also have bridging features and decks on the app. So in case you want to bridge your XVS, from one chain to another, you can easily do that. So it just makes everything easier and faster for the users. So my question now is, will Rival also adopt this strategy that supports different networks other than the BNB chain? It could be Arbitrum, Ethereum, Solana. Do you think, will you guys be adopting this strategy?
Yeah, of course. So at the current stage, I guess we support 5 different chains, including BNB, including Ethereum, Arbitrum, Optimism, and
Okay.
recently Base, I guess. And also working hard to implement the new chains, maybe Mantle and Chain. But this is like the few steps ahead. In this case, I think the obviously the future of DeFi is cross chain, but also the cross chain not only on the infrastructure level. So like how do we move our assets from one blockchain to another, from one protocol to another, but also like how do we create the interface that integrates seamlessly all the different blockchains, so the end user do not need to mess up with managing gas on all of the blockchains. So for me, this is like a really fascinating task um, in this times, because the competition between blockchains will be really, really, really intense. And in this case, it will become only harder for all of the blockchains to get more liquidity into their into their blockchains and into their protocols. So for me, the answer to this is just the creation of the interface, like multi-chain abstraction of this multi-chain activity, so seamless multi-chain. So I'm really happy that Venus steps up in this direction. It definitely should help to gain much more traction and visibility across the DeFi space.
Okay, that's good to know. Thank you so much for telling us. And also, could you please tell our users how they can take advantage of using Rival and Venus-based products?
Yeah, of course. So regarding, um, there are a few products listed from Venus on Rivo Marketplace, and in this case, um, as far as our analytics says, objective analytics, Venus is one of the most secure way to generate yield. And recently with Venus Prime, it becomes even more juicy in terms of yield generation. So for me, the layer of lending protocols, like OG lending protocols, like Venus Ava Compound, that have been managing millions and millions of dollars, even billions sometimes, for long period of time, they have really high resilience. And what I mean by this is that it is safe to use. And within the DeFi, you always need to see the trade-off between the risk and between the risk and the upside. And in this case, the risk would always be thinking about how much assets the protocol already managing for how long period of time. For how long period of time it has been working flawlessly, and in what market conditions. And in this case, when we see the traction of lending protocols like Venus, you can definitely see the resilience against all market conditions. So this is the part of DeFi that really intrigues me, because once the cycles unfold, the more resilient and secure protocols stay in the market, and Venus is definitely one of those. So the code is safe, and then you just evaluate how much yield you can generate from different yield opportunities, and Riva just makes it convenient. That's it.
Thank you so much for that very detailed and very insightful explanation. So, my next question is about security.
Mm,
If you ask me, what is most important in a DeFi project, in any Web3 project, I mean, I will always mention security first before I talk about products.
mm,
I definitely believe security plays a very important role. It plays a very
mhm,
important role. It is the most important thing when it comes to adoption, because if security is not a priority, there will be no users trust,
mhm,
and without the users trust, no adoption. So
mhm,
I think no project can actually go far in the space without making security a priority. I don't think it's possible to. Yeah, that is why Venus does not joke with security. On
mm.
Certic, I'm sure most of us are already aware. On Certic, we are the third most secure protocol on the BNB chain, and I believe Rivo also prioritizes security. So, for my question, please could you tell the users about the security measures that are taken at Rivo, please?
Of course. So what makes Riva perfect DeFi protocol at this stage is that we do not have smart contracts of our own. So so if you do not have smart contracts, you cannot be hacked, so to speak. So how it works in Riva interface is that we are when you are interacting with interface of Riva, you are interacting with the smart contracts of the protocols themselves. So it means that when you invest in Venus on Rival Marketplace, you invest directly in Venus without giving uh, funds to giving even permission to any of the smart contracts of our own. So, and obviously we're using the technologies that are audited for transmitting your funds. So like DeFi, for example, or portals or account abstraction infrastructure, and this is all audited and proof tested, um, and many projects in this space are using the same technology. We just combined it all together to basically give users better exposure to different parts of DeFi in a easier place. So security is definitely the priority, and another really important aspect when talking about DeFi protocols and security from the user perspective is the education about security. So it's like the management of your own wallets, for example. So there are like layers of what you can do to make sure that you do not lose your money, like leaking your private key or like working with approvals on the wallets. So there are like a lot of guidelines that you better know before entering DeFi space. So security is not only responsibility of the protocol. With the DeFi, it is the huge responsibility of the ones who control their own funds. And since we are in DeFi space, everyone now has the responsibility for their own funds.
Yeah. Thank you very much for thank you very much for that answer. So, my last question for you: could you tell us about your long-term vision in regards to yield aggregators and automated money markets like Rivo and Venus?
Of course. So when I think about global vision, as global as possible, like where do we want to be, in what future our kids want to live. And in this case, right now we are at the middle of financial evolution, because never before in the history of humanity, people did not have access to wealth generation tools that are not relying on the centralized authority. And what I mean by this is that finally there is the technology that has been proof tested, that has been used by the market, that equalizes the financial opportunities across the globe. And what I mean by this is that finally the whole globe receives the tools uh, for wealth generation. And in this case, the crypto should be thought about as the way to create multi-generational wealth. It is the priority that was only like in England or USA before this, the places where you have access to this wealth generation tools. But now, like the whole globe receives this precious opportunity to learn how to build your own wealth that no one ever can take away from you if you follow simple security guidelines. And in this case, our responsibility as the builders in Venus and in Riva is to create this vehicle for people to generate generate yield on their crypto assets. And obviously, when you generate yield on crypto assets, you still have the exposure to the growth of the crypto. So, for example, when you earn 10% yield on Ethereum, in Ethereum itself, it will go up with the Ethereum price getting higher and higher. And this actually part that not many people understand is that the accumulation of the asset that increases in value over like decades even can create a significant shift in lives of the families across the globe. So our responsibility is to create the secure vehicle for this to happen, and obviously understandable by the larger audience. And this is our part as a River to democratize this technological innovation to be accessible without technological restrictions.
Thank you so much for answering all the questions perfectly well. But before we move to the Q&A session,
Mhm.
is there anything you would like to add?
Um, no, I think that sums up pretty much. But yeah, I just want to put like additional uh, like additional dot on the precious time that we are right now, because right now we are in the phase of the market where DeFi volatility is really low. The all the volumes in crypto are really low. The transactions in Ethereum are reaching all-time lows. But this is the time where you create your where you build your opportunities, so they unfold with another part of the cycle, because market is more like a pendulum, so it goes one way and goes another. So right now we are not only in the middle of the uplifting crypto cycle. So just make your decisions rationally, consciously, and with the lifespan. Like, what decisions should I make now in order to have the long-term sustainable wealth over the next few years? So this thought process can give a lot of really nice insights. Debbie, you're muted, I'm afraid. No, no problem. And again. Yeah, you're muted again, yes.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it happens
I'm
to the
sorry.
best of us.
It
Yeah.
happens. Okay, so we're moving to the question and answer section. I'm seeing a question. We have a question from Twitter from the audience. Someone is asking, how does Rival make money if you don't have your own smart contract for commission?
Yeah, it's
Question.
the great question. So our approach to this, we take small cut on the swaps, so it's like 0.15% of the swap volume. But our approach to this was, let's build the first iteration of the product that people can use and people can enjoy, um, receive as much feedback as possible, go through the VC round based on the feedback and based on the iteration of the product. So we started to build River from basic blocks, um, from the first principles, so to speak. And the principle for me was how to create the funnel between retail and DeFi. And in this case, you want to unite DeFi, and you want to create the interface that will be easy to understand for retail. So this was the main thing that we focused on, with the fundraising and with the building the first MVP product. Then with this, like, how can we bring as much value to the space as possible, both for general audience and for the protocols. And protocols receive the exposure to the audience that would not discover their products without this funnel, and the audience receives the exposure to DeFi that they would not discover themselves. So in this case, our job was to create this funnel, and then see what protocols thinks about this, what audience thinks about this, get as much product interviews as possible, iterate on the feedback, and then reiterate with the new product. And this is what happened. And in September, we are planning to launch mobile app, and within this, we will have, most likely, the index products with smart contracts. It is like almost in audit phase right now, and in this case, we will have the commissions. So yeah, so this is how the startup journey unfolds usually. So one way is you build the business that generates income right away, or you create the vehicle that brings value to people, and then you see how you can unfold this to the valid business model.
Okay. Thank you so much. I hope that answers your question. Okay, I think there's another question. Does
Yeah, I see it on the
Rival
screen.
does Rival have any community incentive program ongoing or in the coming future?
Yeah. So I think few weeks ago, we finished with our point program, um, first season, where we incentivized with points. And I think we will repeat this, most likely in September. We really want to think about something unique and interesting. Not only incentivizing people to make actions on the platform, but like make them play with it a little bit. We will see. We will see what we can come up with, but it should be fun, and it should be educating. So yeah, I think in September is the big month for us. So make sure to follow.
Okay, thank you. Oye Duku, I hope that answers your question. Another question from Time Peter. How do transaction fees impact the user experience on Rival's platform?
Yeah. So transaction fees impact the whole DeFi, usually. So it means that within the DeFi, for everything that you do, you need to pay transaction fees, for gas fees, most likely. And then on Raiva, we usually do not have, we have only 0.3 percent fee on the swap. So this is the only transaction fee that we take. So what it means is that through the usage of swap aggregator, you will pay something similar. So we are partnering with swap aggregator, and they just giving us part of those fees, like half of those fees, to us. So this is the only additional cost that we have. But obviously, for having portfolio on different chains, the thing that you need to be conscious about is having enough gas on all of those chains to be able to manage the positions. But I really hope that we can change this in the future, because this is it should stop. I think it's really not convenient.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm seeing more questions. Someone is asking me, can I get the merch? What's
Oh,
merch?
yeah, you should, yeah, merchandise. Yeah, it's
Okay.
t-shirts, and we have,
Yeah.
I don't know if I have this here. I'm afraid not. Maybe here. No, we got an amazing notebook with the kitten on it. But yeah, have an amazing merch. Yeah, maybe we will travel with the conferences. I was in Brussels in a few months ago, on EFCC, and I gave away a lot of merch. You need to find some of those people from Tesla's foundation, from Tesla's day. There were a lot of people that got the merch. Even, people came to us many times to our stand just to get more t-shirts and more notebooks, just because it looks just nice. Yeah, with the kitten. Yeah. Sorry, I just love our merch. Sorry, Debbie.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fine. Uh, oh, I'm still seeing more questions. So I don't know.
Yeah, go ahead.
You, okay, so is what is the sustainability model of Rival? Is it just
Yeah,
one time or something we can count on?
yeah. Sustainability model of Riva. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So the general idea would be, the product that we have right now is the like this marketplace situation to give this new sort of user interface, and it's not really sustainable in terms of the business model. But if you mean the sustainability in terms of building DeFi yield portfolio, then we have so many strategies, and some of those are with DeFi for years already, printing yields. So you can always build really sustainable yield portfolio on Riva, and generally in other yield aggregators. It's not the unique proposition of Riva as well, of course. But in terms of sustainability of the project, in September, since we're planning to launch mobile app with our own smart contracts and yield products, we really want to reiterate on the yield industry, so to speak. In the previous cycle, it was worth $35 billion. So we are targeting actually this type of market. Um, and this market was flooded with like DeFi yield platforms like Celsius, BlockFi, Nexa, and FTX, sort of. And also in DeFi, it was backed by Luna's stablecoin. It's not great references, because it's just the starting of the market. But generally, the need for yield in the market is really high. But there are no simple solutions to generate yield on your crypto assets without giving the custody of funds to anyone. Usually, people stick with staking of Ethereum or using lending platforms like Compound and Venus, just to get as secure yield as possible. But we think that we can create the solution that will be simple, secure, and efficient, and it will just we will try to fight for this size of the market with our product. And if we succeed, then the sustainability is just the function of this. So it's not a problem.
Okay. Thank you so much. Peter, I hope that answers your question. So we've come to the end of this amazing AMA. Thank you so much, Yakov. Thank you so much for
Thank you,
being here.
Debbie.
Yeah, it was a pleasure to have this call with you. I would love to have this call with you one more time. Like again, I would love us to do this one more time.
Of
So,
course.
every other person, thank you so much for joining us, everyone. Thank you so much for the questions. And please make sure you follow us on Twitter and join our announcement channel on Telegram so you don't miss out on any important updates or AMAs. That's all for now. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thank
Bye.
you for watching,
Bye,
guys. Bye
Aka.
bye. Bye.
Bye.